What is Foundup's vision? Well, Foundup's vision is massive. Our vision is this. We believe that as an entrepreneur, that your idea shouldn't fail. Now, I'm not the first to say that. That's Eric Ries says that. And there's a caveat to that, because what it means is that as long as you are niche focused and that you are practicing what we call the lean startup methodology, and you're validating and you're pivoting and you are basically building that very niche customer base that supports your idea, you shouldn't fail. So the problem is Eric's ideas are great. However, to get there, to get your idea to where he wants you to be, regardless of who you are, it does take money. So Foundup vision is to basically tell you that the new starting place for a startup is a Foundup, not a startup. And what we do is provide you the tools, the environment, the networks, in order to get that idea going. So if you think of a Foundup as getting you to base camp 1 on your trek to Mount Everest, and you think of a startup as from base camp 1 to the summit, Foundup does a number of different things. It says, hey, you don't need to incorporate, you don't need to go get trademarks, you don't need to get patents, because we're going to do that all for you. You don't need money, because we're going to help you crowdfund the money in a very different way than what Grow VC or Kickstarter and other ways that I've talked about in the past. Don't worry about teams, because we'll help you. We've built teams for WikiTube. We've built teams for BuzzFeed and other things. We've done that. So what we want to do in essence is to level the playing field, to being an entrepreneur not as some hyped up thing that the Global Entrepreneur Week and all these other folks are actually promoting, because ultimately being an entrepreneur sucks, people. Wake up, smell the tea, smell the coffee. Being an entrepreneur is the best way for you to lose everything. Now, they're not going to tell you that. You're not going to hear that from Jonathan, you're not going to hear that. Actually, you may hear that from Adeo. But, how many freaking applications are sent into like Y Combinator and Techstars and everything else? They can't support the demand. And the problem is we have systemic problems with the whole system. There's problems within the system. So our vision is huge. And it's hard for you, for someone who, like a bum doesn't know that they stink, do they? I mean, a bum walks around all happy and merrily, has no idea that he stinks. Having done startup for 16 years, I can honestly tell you that the system stinks. And most of the people in there have no idea. They can't smell it because they're so embedded in it. And they're so caught up with a few success stories that do make it, and they don't realize the slaughter and the harm and everything else that actually startups do. And I'm the only guy, saying this. To me, it just makes me upset and it makes me angry. And my vision is to change that. And I hope that you will support and join Startup Scrum or foundupscrum.com. You will become a pledge investor of just $5,000 in helping us move our vision forward, or come on as a co-founder. There's so much for us to be able to do, and there's so little that we are doing, and all this hype with entrepreneurism and saying we can save society. Yeah, we're throwing basically lambs to the slaughter for the few, for very, very few that actually get by. And the whole principle right now is that the more lambs to the slaughter that we throw at it, then the more economic growth. And maybe there's truth in that, but is it fair to all the dead bodies and all the corpses that are caused in the process? I don't think so.